Before I talk about the mistakes that Devin Haney made in this fight and why I think he made them, I also want to acknowledge the fact that Ryan Garcia made mistakes too. Point being, if Devin Haney corrected his mistakes in a rematch, it doesn't necessarily mean he would win or even do better than he did in the first fight. Because if Ryan Garcia corrects his mistakes as well, it could cancel all that out. But what I will say is if Devin Haney didn't make the mistakes I'm about to describe, I think he would have done better. Maybe not good enough to win, but better. So I spoke in my post-fight video about the fact that Devin Haney was staying in the pocket too long. When Ryan Garcia was opening up with shots, Devin Haney was staying right there trying to slip and block. Terrible mistake, because Ryan Garcia is not only the faster puncher, but also the harder puncher, and he showed from the very first round that he was able to hurt Devin Haney when he caught him. As soon as Haney got any sniff of Ryan Garcia unloading a combination, he should have been out of there. Not trying to punch in between Ryan Garcia's shots or catch and shoot. Garcia's too fast and powerful for that. Haney's strategy was just all wrong. The question is, why did he get it so badly wrong? Well look, Devin Haney was certainly in shape. He's never out of shape. He's a consummate professional. But I do suspect that he allowed this idea that Garcia is mentally fragile to influence his approach to the fight. I think he felt that if he was physical in there, that it would help him break Ryan Garcia down mentally, that it would demoralize him. I think he had the idea of trying to bully Ryan Garcia. Whenever Haney got hurt and dropped, once he recovered, he'd try to go right back on the front foot again as a sign of machismo. Again, thinking that he had to maintain this mental dominance. But what he should have done is taken a leaf out of Tank Davis's book. Because as much as Tank Davis is a tremendous puncher, he didn't feel no way about giving up center ring. When Ryan Garcia was coming at him early, he was like, okay, you take center ring and I'll walk you onto this left hand over here. Now, I'm not saying that Devin Haney should have boxed a back foot fight the whole way. I don't think that would have been the best game plan either. I think he should have mixed it up and known when to mix it up. Mess Garcia about. When Garcia wants to stand and slug, that's when you move. When Garcia wants to take a rest, because he's a very sporadic fighter, that's when you press him. You do the opposite of what Ryan Garcia wants to do. I think that should have been Devin Haney's strategy. But instead, he played into Ryan Garcia's hands. Again, I think getting drawn in by the idea that Ryan Garcia is mentally weak, and if you just apply enough pressure and stand up to his combinations with defiance, he'll crack. But there should have come a point when Devin Haney realized that that strategy wasn't working, especially after the first knockdown. If it didn't happen after the first round when he got wobbled, it should have happened after the first knockdown. But it didn't. Devin Haney kept doing the same things. Trying to stay in the pocket with Garcia too long. Now, I want to talk about this shoulder roll thing, just switching gears for a second to speak about Ryan Garcia and some of the tactics he was using. People are very critical of this shoulder roll. They're saying it looked awkward and he shouldn't have been doing it. Well, I agree that it looked very awkward, but I disagree with people who say he shouldn't have been doing it, including Sergio Mora on the DAZN broadcast. Because what Ryan Garcia was doing with that shoulder roll a lot of the time, especially when Devin Haney had him backed up on the ropes, is he was protecting his stomach. He was protecting the solar plexus and the short rib, the exact place he got hit by Tank Davis. And so while it may have looked awkward and weird, it was effective in shutting down Devin Haney's body attack. And technically it was illegal because Ryan Garcia was literally turning his back to Devin Haney on many occasions with that weird shoulder roll. The referee did warn him a few times, but he let him get away with it. And as a fighter, if you're doing something illegal that's working and the referee's not deducting points, he's letting you get away with it, then obviously you're just going to keep doing it. It was actually a smart move by Ryan Garcia. I'm not condoning it. At the end of the day, it is illegal, but if the referee's not going to stop it, then it is what it is. And Harvey Dock is generally a good referee, but this fight was not one of his best displays. Because of course you have the 7th round where he allowed Devin Haney a lot of time to recover on several occasions. I mean, Garcia didn't help himself by hitting on the break, don't get it twisted. But at the same time, Harvey Dock was generous with Devin Haney. But anyway, Haney should have been keeping this fight at a much longer range. He does have the longer arms. And as I said earlier on, doing the opposite of what Ryan Garcia wanted to do in every situation. If Garcia wants to stand and slug, you move. If Garcia wants to move, you press him. Now, as for Ryan Garcia in a potential rematch with Devin Haney, I think he'll be a lot more confident next time. That's if if a rematch ever happens, as soon as he hurt Devin Haney in the first round, I was saying to the guys in my Element chat group, Garcia needs to open up on Devin Haney. Why is he pulling back? Why is he taking all these breaks? Because when he opens up, Devin Haney's not going anywhere. He's standing right there and trying to catch and shoot, which is kamikaze stuff from Haney. So Garcia should just let his hands go right now and he can get Haney out of there. That's what I was saying literally after a couple rounds. I was baffled as to why Garcia was giving Devin Haney so much space and time to actually box and push him back. Was he pacing himself? Was it a strategic thing? I don't know, but given what happened in the later rounds, it just solidified my belief that if Garcia had really opened up on Devin Haney early in the fight, I think he could have taken him out within 4 rounds. Seriously, it might not be that way in a rematch if Haney makes the necessary adjustments, but I think there was an opportunity there for Ryan Garcia to take Haney out early. Again, inside 4. Some people talk about Ryan Garcia getting stunned by a Devin Haney left hook in the early going. Well, I watched it back on replay, and to me, it looked more like Ryan Garcia was off balance than anything. It didn't look on the slow-mo like he was staggering from the concussive effects of the punch. Go back and watch it for yourself, see what you think. But I don't think Ryan Garcia was actually stunned or hurt by that punch. I don't think Ryan Garcia was hurt by anything in the whole fight. And now knowing that Devin Haney can't hurt him, in a rematch, Ryan Garcia might open up and commit to attack a lot earlier. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the tactics of both fighters in this first fight and in a potential rematch. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And before I go, I want to give a shout out to all the new subscribers to my Patreon page. I cover loads of different topics in my weekly podcast, as you can see on screen right now, from current events to deep dives down the rabbit hole and everything in between. I'm really enjoying the feedback and the discussions we've been having on there lately. So if you'd like to join the conversation, just click the link in the description box below. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.